I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.
Welcome back to Focus Today, and delighted to have back with us Abe Hamilton. Love this man and his spirit and the company and the ministry that he worked for. He's the Public Policy Analyst for the American Family Association. I can't say enough about AFA and all the good work that they do. And another great resource for you is afa.net. You talk about a ministry that's going to keep you updated on all of the issues of today, and you and also need to get updated on what's happening with the Target boycott as well. You can go to afa.net. Abe, good to see you, my friend. How you doing, brother?
Good to see you as well, Perry. Glad to always be with a dear brother in Christ. How are you doing this morning?
Doing fine. First of all, give us the Target update. What's happening?
Yeah, the Target boycott is going very well. You've probably seen the numbers that has resulted in Target now, most recently, doing this massive discount on their sales to get traffic back into their stores. They had a dramatic decrease in foot traffic in the second quarter, and their numbers, their sales numbers, their abysmal sales numbers from the second quarter are reverberating through the corporate community. So they are floundering a bit. They don't want to admit that it's due to the boycott, but when you do the numbers, it really shows that those who've joined AFA's effort to boycott Target, to send the message to them that we are not willing to risk our women and our children, our daughters, our wives, and even our mothers on the altar of their social experimentation and sacrificing them to sexual deviancy. So the boycott is doing very well. We've most recently, we've eclipsed the 1.5 million number. I need to check that to make sure, but it's going very well. And we've communicated to Target that our desire, as always has been, is not to highlight any specific risk of danger from the transgender community, but to show that they're predators that would take advantage of their policy, which they unfortunately are doing. And Target seems to respond somewhat because they see the need for a third restroom option, but they haven't gone as far as it's necessary to keep the restroom segregated according to traditional sex distinction lines. So we got to keep the pressure on because we believe ultimately we will prevail, not just because we're right naturally speaking, but because we're right biblically speaking. Yep.
And again, afa.net, where you can go and sign that petition. Again, this is Target's new public policy of having transgender bathrooms in their stores. All right, well, the next one is the NFL. This is all over. 49er quarterback Colin Kaepernick refusing to stand during the national anthem. You know what's so interesting about this one, Abe, and I know you got a lot to say about it, but we've taken the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and we've politicized them instead of respecting them.
Yeah.
Even the President, Obama, came out and said that Kaepernick has a right to do what he's doing. What in the world has happened to us?
Yeah, I mean, are you really that surprised about the president? I mean, he's made it his business basically after literally lying to the American public about his stance on homosexual marriage. David Axelrod has come out and said that, well, yeah, he knew we've known he always supported homosexual marriage, but we just told him, you know, don't say it until after you get elected. And then lo and behold, 2015 comes around and the White House is lit up in rainbow colors and he and Joe Biden are doing laps around the White House. So he certainly doesn't surprise me. But I will say this, our position concerning Colin Kaepernick is that this is America. He has the freedom under the Constitution to do whatever it is he wants to do, but he does not have the freedom to dictate the consequences of those actions. And our concern with this is the NFL. Here you have the NFL in 2014 when Michael Sam was drafted. I mean, who covers the drafting of a late fifth round draftee? But nevertheless, the media covered it, and he goes into this what many people feel a very offensive, if not a stomach-turning kiss with his boyfriend. And Don Jones, a defensive back for the Miami Dolphins at the time, tweeted his dislike for the gesture, and then Don Jones ends up suspended, fined, and forced into re-education sensitivity training concerning the homosexuality issue. Follow that up with Isaiah Crowell here just recently tweeting out an egregious picture of an ISIS-like character beheading a police officer in uniform. Yet the NFL stayed virtually silent on that issue. And now finally, what we have here, before we get this, then you have the Dallas Cowboys who sought permission from the NFL to add a decal to their helmets to pay tribute to the 5 slain officers in Dallas who were shot and killed in that horrible attack in Dallas. Yet the NFL would not allow that to happen. So our concern here is that the NFL stances on the speech that it will and will not prevent. Should we take from that it's the NFL's position that they are anti-police because they don't thwart Isaiah Crowell's images? Should we take from the NFL's position that they are anti-police following what many now know, Colin Kaepernick wearing socks during training camp and at practices that depict a law enforcement figure as a pig? We've heard the chant from the Black Lives Matter activists, pigs in a blanket, fire 'em like bacon. Then we have Colin Kaepernick wearing these socks. So is the NFL anti-police? Is the NFL anti-American? They will not allow speech that supports police officers, but are more than willing to punish someone expressing their personal views via a tweet concerning a display of a man kissing another man on television. And yet on this, they won't say anything. So the issue that we have is, will the NFL use its power to implement a policy that would elicit respect for our nation, respect for our flag, because other sports leagues as well as the NFL, when things are done that could damage the sports image, things are changed. I can think about the NBA when they changed their attire policy, that in order to address what many viewed as sloppy dressing by the players, they forced them to begin to wear coats and slacks to NBA events. Will the NFL do something like this concerning the flag, or should we take from this the NFL truly expressing their true values, that homosexuality is fine, but support for police, support for law enforcement, and support for America is not welcomed in the NFL?
Wow, it's so clear, and you have done such a clear analysis of all of that. Even Rush Limbaugh said the NFL now is in uncharted waters. This could backfire and blow up on them. Do you think it will?
I think it will. I mean, here you have the most popular sports and entertainment venue in the, not venue, but interest in the country, the NFL. The largest television event every year is the Super Bowl. Many of the people who support football are strident patriots who love our country, who love America. But here you have the league, once again, it appears, siding with anti-police, anti-nationalism type of rhetoric. And once again, I want to reiterate, this is not about limiting Colin Kaepernick's First Amendment rights. But let's be clear, the Constitution prohibits Congress from implementing laws to quell speech. A private business can establish whatever professional codes of conduct they seek to establish. Case in point, Don Jones, when he sought to express his personal First Amendment free speech rights to say what he regarded as being a disgusting display with Michael Sam, passionately kissing his lover, his male lover, when he said that was disgusting, that was horrible. The NFL fined him, suspended him, and forced him into re-education training. I mean, that type of personal expression is unwelcome according to the NFL. But if it's anti-police and anti-America, then it seems to be fair game.
All right, before I run out of time here, Abe, what's AFA doing about this?
Well, we have launched a petition concerning this, and it's amazing that it just started last Friday. 80,000 people about have signed it to date. But we want to be clear, the issue is calling the NFL to account. The NFL needs to step up and make it clear where they stand. And it appears that we're left with nothing but their actions to show us where they stand. To date, any opposition to homosexuality is unwelcome, fined, suspended, and forced into re-education training. But if you have speech that is hostile towards law enforcement, then it's free game, according to what the NFL is saying. And so we're inviting the American people to come and let the NFL know how they feel about that stance.
Why don't we say to the NFL that the pledge and the national anthem are not to be politicized, and it's a requirement for all players to stand in respect?
And I think that's the track that we're going with this. Just as I said before, the NFL is a private business. It's free to establish codes of conduct for its business. National sports leagues have routinely adjusted conduct codes in ways that they deem to be favorable to the popularity and the sustainability of the league's popularity in the nation. I see if the NFL refuses to step up in this moment, I see they could be jeopardizing the popularity that the sport enjoys today.
Well, Abe, thank you to you and your whole team, to everybody there at AFA. I can't say enough about what these folks do. AFA.net, one of the great resourceful websites out there. Sign the petitions. You'll see the Target one. You'll see the NFL one. And you'll see a lot of other information there that you won't find on any other website that keeps you informed about how all of these issues are affecting us as believers. Thank you, my friend. I just can't say enough about what you guys do. I don't know where this Kaepernick thing is going. There was a picture out the other day that showed a lot of legislatures when the pledge is being done, where a lot of the representatives and senators actually remain seated at some of the state legislators while the Pledge of Allegiance is going on. So something has happened to us that we can't even do that. And so Kaepernick, even though it's appalling what he's done, but it's not out of the norm.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it has come to this, because most of us don't have a true understanding of the American flag or the national anthem. There's nothing about the anthem that celebrates anything concerning slavery. Some people take out of context 2 words from the 3rd stanza, but the national anthem actually has 4 stanzas. And it really is a celebration of triumph over the British Army, which included what many at the time of the writing of Francis Scott Key's poem understood to be the practice of impressment by the British Army, where they used troops like the Hessian troops. People at the time would be very familiar with George Washington conquering the Hessian troops, which were 30,000 Germans who were conscripted by England to fight in the Revolutionary War. Wow. So when they celebrate the triumph of the hireling and the slave, they're using a pejorative term to refer to those non-English troops fighting on Britain's behalf as hirelings, which were mercenaries, and slaves, which were conscripted soldiers. So it's just unfortunate when we don't understand history. The scripture tells us our people perish for lack of knowledge, and that is playing out in our country right now.
Hey, Abe, can I hold you over a few moments? Can I take a break and have you a few more minutes?
I have to run. I'm sorry.
You got to go. Okay.
Yeah,
hey, thank you. All right.
No problem.
I get it. Thank you, brother. Say hi to everybody there, okay?
I will. Thank you so much for having me on, Perry.
All right. God bless. We'll be right back.
God bless.